Hey, it's Candus, and in today's QuickBooks tips and tricks, we're on video number 6. Yay! We're almost done already, can you believe it? So if you didn't hear, I've been changing up my tips and tricks for the last few weeks, and I'm really creating a video series. So it's an 8-part series, so we're almost done, and it's really about the mindset and customizing QuickBooks to what you need. So if you don't know anything about me, I've been teaching QuickBooks for 8 years. I am the creator of Confidence with QuickBooks, QuickBooks eCourse, which are online courses, and I also work with clients on a one-on-one basis. So I got a message a while back from somebody on YouTube that really thanked me for giving them more of the mindset and understanding like the way that things should work, and it made me decide to create this series. So if you've been watching all the videos, you already know that, but in case you're new, now you know. Today's video is on credit cards. So I'm going to teach you, which was the one that I had created that inspired the lady, so it's kind of funny, but how to enter credit cards in the banking center, each charge so you can track what's going on, how to reconcile it, and then how to pay it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting me. If you missed any of the videos, feel free to check out my YouTube channel. They're on there, my website, they're on my blog, and you can also put your name and email address in the link below, and they will all be emailed to you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's jump in. Come on.
First thing you need to do is set your credit card up. So this would be your business credit card. It's preferable if you really separate your business from your personal. So take the time to set up a separate credit card, if possible, that you use only for your business, the same as a business checking account. So you're going to go into your lists, chart of accounts, and if you don't have your credit card set up, you would go down to the bottom, click account, new, choose credit card, continue, and then you're going to type in your credit card name. So if your card is through your bank like Wells Fargo or Bank of America, Capital One, Chase, American Express, whatever it is, you're going to put that there. And then you're going to put the last 4 digits is what I recommend of the card. Not the whole account number, just the last 4, just so that you have it. If you already have a balance that you owe on the card, that's another conversation of what to do with it. Feel free to comment below, and if I see enough people asking, I'll create a how-to video for you. But if you already had a balance, you can actually hit opening balance and put your date in there. Now, if you're going to do an opening balance, something to think about is what time frame are you going to do the transactions for? It is 2016 now. Say you're going to go back and do all of 2015. You're going to want to find your first statement that has the full year on it. So if your statement ends partial month, you're going to want to find your statement that's, say, mid-month December. It will have all of 2014, and then part of 2016 of January, and then the rest of it will be 2016. That is where you'd want to find your opening balance, something like that. All right. With that being said, if you've already now created one, which I have one here as in my QuickBooks sample file, my Confidence QuickBooks sample file, it says Capital One, and then I had just put the last four digits in. You'll see there's some transactions in here. If you double click, it tells you what's in there, and it also shows you the balance to the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this, and I'm going to teach you how do you enter each transaction. So what you're going to do, first, you're going to add your credit card. Second, you're going to go in and you're going to start entering your transactions. So you're going to grab your bank or your credit card statement, just like a bank statement, which is what we covered in the last video. And what you're going to do is there's 2 ways to get there. You can either go under banking, enter credit card charges, or from the home screen, just click enter credit card charges here, whichever you prefer. The next step is make sure you selected the right card. So if you have more than one credit card, you want to pick the correct credit card. Then to the right, you'll see purchase or refund. So whenever you purchase on that card, you're going to make sure it's this button. If you ever return something and it goes back on your credit card, you would want to select it over here. That's how it knows it's a credit. So we're going to click purchase. Then to the right, you see whatever your balance is sitting on the credit card at the moment. It shows that there. Then you're going to go down and you're going to pick who you spent the money with. Remember, vendors are the places you spend money. Customers are the people who pay you. So when you're entering your credit card charges, they are going to be vendors. So let's go down and say that you went to Office Depot. That's the vendor. You would pick the date that you went there. We'll leave it January 2016. That's fine. You are going to put in a dollar amount. Right now, it says 12. You'll notice above that it says reference number. If you want to put a reference or invoice number in there, you can. It's not something you have to do, but you can if you want. There's a place to put the memo. So this would be a comment on what the charge was for on your credit card. Then below that, you're going to choose your expenses. So we're at Office Depot. We're going to say that where we want that to show up on our profit and loss is under the expense category office supplies. So that's what this is where you want it to show up on your profit and loss under expenses, the dollar amount. And then if you have a memo, you can leave that here as well. If it goes directly to a customer, which we're not going to worry about today, that would go here. So if you're in construction or something like that, if you want to make sure it's billable to the customer, you would also check mark that. And then if you have classes, it'll show up. Now you may not have classes, and that is okay. If you had multiple expenses or multiple classes that you wanted to go to, you can add multiple lines. Hopefully that's clear. And then at the very, very top, it's just you can go back and forth through different credit card charges you've entered. You can add one, save it, delete it, copy it, memorize it, download credit card charges. Now, this is a good idea. If you want to download them and set it up, you can do that. There's just a process to that. Typically, I don't teach a lot on how to do the credit cards because every bank has a different system as far as downloading and then how to apply them. So if you need help with that, you can contact me if you want some one-on-one help. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to click Save and Close. So what we're saying we've done is we've picked the credit card. We said it's a purchase, where we spent the money, the date we spent it, and the dollar amount, where we want the expense to go, the amount, and if we have a class. Save and Close closes it. Save and New creates a new one. So if you click Save and New, say you have your credit card charges and you're entering one after the other, after the other, after the other, you would just click on your statement. After you entered your first charge, you put a little check mark and you go on to the next one. You just go through and you enter each charge. Now, there's two ways to enter your charges. You can enter them as you charge and keep little receipts and enter them off the receipts, or wait till you have your statement, match up your receipts, and then enter them. Really, I think waiting till you have your statement is probably the easiest because then you don't forget anything, but it's totally up to you. Then you would just go on and you'd pick the next one. Let's say it's Exxon. You went and got fuel. Let's say that this is the 15th and you spent $50. Then you're going to put in your fuel expense, the amount, and if you want, you can choose business here. And then you would hit Save and Close. And now if you go under List, Chart of Accounts, and you find your credit card, you double click, you'll see your new transactions in there. There's the first one, $12, and the second one that we entered. Now you'll notice there's a blue line. And the reason is I'm creating this video January 11th. And so it knows that the blue line, anything below it means it's in the future and anything above it has already happened. So that's what that's about. You'll notice there's a balance of $79 there. So now what we're going to do is you've entered all your credit card charges. You've entered all of your payments. So there's an example of a payment. How you apply a payment is you go in to your bank account and you can use write checks or check register. So you've entered all your charges, you're applying all your payments. Typically your payments will have been applied when you do your bank statement. But if your credit card statement and your bank statement don't correspond, you can always enter your credit card payment now if you want. So what you could do is you pick your bank account. So the first thing is you pick write checks. You're going to select your bank account. Let's say that you paid it online. So you could just type in online there. The date that you paid it, we'll say we paid it on the 23rd. And you'd pick your credit card. So there's a credit card as a vendor. That's what we're picking now. There is the chart of accounts, which is where it sits. So you'll want to add a new vendor if you've never done it before to the name of exactly how you pay the check. So capital one. And then you would put in the dollar amount of what you paid. We'll just call it $50. And then you choose the account. This is where the credit card account comes into play. This is really important. You don't want to pick the vendor again, and you don't want to put the expenses in. I used to teach people how if they paid off their credit card every month, they could apply the expenses directly in the check when they pay it. But I find that a lot of people get confused with that. So it's better if you enter all your credit card charges. It puts them under the vendors, which I'll show you in a minute. But it also just keeps it simpler. So then when you write the check, you put the vendor. See, capital one as a vendor. Then the amount you wrote the check for, Then down here, you want to select the credit card you just added, and then you're going to click Save and Close. Now that's applying to the credit card. So if you go back under vendors, if you go back a step, when we entered our 2 transactions, we entered one at Office Depot. Here is our credit card charge. And then we also did a Exxon fuel, and there's our $50 charge. See that right there? So what's happening is if you wrote a check and you write it directly to your expenses, the credit card, it doesn't show up under where you actually spent the money. So that's why I recommend always using the enter credit card charges. Pick your vendor here, and that vendor will then show up under your vendor center. Hope that makes sense. Then your payments to there will show up here. So now it says Capital One, and here it shows our payment we just made. If you're going, okay, well, how does it show how much I owe that credit card? That's actually in under the chart of accounts. You'll go back to your credit card, and it now shows you $29. If you double click, it shows you your payments are on the right and your charges are on the left. If you click a little X, then what you're going to do, so you took your credit card statement, you made sure all of your charges are entered. If you had any payments that hadn't been previously entered from the checking account, you enter those. The next step is you're going to reconcile your credit card. So you drop down, you pick your credit card, you choose the date that you want it to be for. We'll call it the 30th of January. And we will put $50 in there. Let's actually make it $29. And we're going to say there is no finance charge, but if you had some, you would put that there. The date and that kind of thing would be changed. Then you click continue. And then this is where you're going to apply your payments. So you're going to grab your credit card statement and you're going to say, okay, I see my $100 payment. I see my $50 payment. I now see on my Office Depot charge, and I see another Exxon charge, and you check mark those just like I showed you in when we did the bank reconciliation on the last video. So then what you're going to do is you're going to look down here. You're going to say, okay, the credit card statement shows the beginning balance of $117. It shows I made payments of $150. It shows charges of $62. And to the right, it shows 0 finance charge. My ending balance is $29. And what matches is $29, and your difference is 0. So your credit card statement would show ending balance at $29. Everything balances. You click reconcile. Never click reconcile if that's 0. Oh, and one more tip. I said this in the bank statement, but I'll say it when we did bank reconciliation in the last video. If you have entered a ton of credit cards and you've never reconciled, if you hit this little hide transactions, anything after the statement date here to the left will disappear. We don't have any right now, so it's not really showing it to you. But if you have a ton of credit cards and you're going back and reconciling, say you're at the end of 2015 and you go, oh, I haven't been reconciling. I'm going to go back and do this. Go ahead and hit this little hide button. It'll save you a ton of time. The other thing to know is if you get here and this ending balance the difference isn't 0, and you notice that your ending balance is wrong, it's not what your statement said, click modify and it will take you back out. You can make any adjustments and then click continue. Finish what you're doing and then go ahead and hit reconcile, but only reconcile once the difference says 0. Okay, so click reconcile now. The next thing that comes up, which throws people off, is it says make a payment. And what it's letting you know is that your balance on this credit card is $29. Do you want to pay it right now? Do you want to enter it as a bill to pay later, which is accounts payable? And the truth is, I don't recommend doing any of these unless you're using accounts payable. It's easier if you just hit cancel. It leaves the screen, and then you can pay it the next month when you're doing your bank reconciliation. This is the same as the bank statement. You can either print it, look at it in detail, or look at it in both and print it. If anything, I would do summary for myself personally because the statement already has all the details. To show you what it looks like, you can click display. And then if you look at it and you go, yep, that's what I want, you can go up here to print report. You can actually save them as a PDF as well if you don't want to print it. It shows you your $117, your charges, your payments, your cleared balance, your ending balance. So that's the summary. And then this is what the detail looks like, pretty much the exact same thing. If you had a bunch of other transactions, they would show up down here that haven't cleared, but that you've entered into QuickBooks. You click the little X, and that's it. So It's actually pretty simple. All you're going to do is get your credit card statement, make sure the credit card has been added as a credit card inside of QuickBooks. The second step is you're going to go in, you're going to enter your credit card charges. You only have to create the credit card once. Once it's been created, you're done. You're going to enter your credit card charges. Now, if you're adding your credit card for the first time and you had previous balance, you're going to want to make sure you've entered that into QuickBooks. Otherwise, your reconciliation won't match. So enter your credit card charges. Make sure any payments have been applied to the credit card, and then click Reconcile. Print it. When you've printed it, staple it to the front of the page if you did print it to your credit card, and file it away, and you're done with credit cards. In the next video, we are going to jump in and talk about reports, which is the whole point of doing everything we've done up to this moment, is to get your reports, your profit and loss, understanding your balance sheet. What's the difference between cash and accrual basis? This is everything we're going to cover in the next mindset video. And it's really about how do you manage your business? Yes, we all pay taxes, but throughout the year, if you're doing all this data entry, you're entering credit cards as we just went over, you're doing your bank reconciliations, you're entering in your invoices, your income, your expenses. Now what's next? And that is what we cover in the next video. So I look forward to seeing you. If you enjoyed this video and you know somebody who could benefit from it, please share it. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye-bye.